right. So, my name is Sam, and I am accompanied with my good friend Mr. Fred, and we are doing a very brand new podcast called the Saxy Tap, where if you allow us, we will tap into you.
And yes, we do mean sexually. Good evening. We are going to be broadcasting from the greatest city in the West. Yes, I am talking about Zootown, Montana.
I would agree.
So, like Sam said, my name is Frederick, and I am accompanied by my co-pilot or my partner, I guess. You know, my folks said that the other day, I was like, hey, I'm going to go hang out with Sam, and they're like, you guys must be like a married couple, and I was like, no, we're like The Odd Couple, from that movie from the 60s or whatever with what was it? I can't even remember. But she's like, well, in that movie there was one slob and one neat guy, but both of you guys are slobs, so
well, that's kind of true. Especially for me, unfortunately. But no, I have not seen that. The movie was made in the 60s?
I would think so. I honestly believe, I can't remember. I think it was in the 60s. Yes, that is our mascot in disguise, Evie.
Oh, yes. Probably going to hear her kind of whine a little bit. She just wants attention. Because she's a bitch.
He said it!
Well, technically she is. She's a female dog. I love her to bits.
Yeah, when she's not fucking trampling all over your balls when you come walking through the door.
So, for context, I have a little dog. It's about 20 pounds, and she's black, and she has... Oh, I can kind of emphasize black for some reason. We'll move along against that. But a little black dog, and she is a mixture of what's the word I'm looking for? Blue heeler, and cute as hell, but she's the perfect height for people like you and I who are like 5'5", 6", around that range, where she'll just jump up and just hit you in the pills, just right in the ball sack, and it's not fun. And I have to warn every single person who comes to my house, because there is pain. There's gonna be pain.
But let's be real, that is the only action Sam and I have had in months. So I'll take it.
So what are you, like a little masochist or something?
Hey man, whatever floats.
Whatever floats the boat?
Whatever floats the boat.
Alright. Well, that's fair. Well, that is a good segue to what I like to call good dating advice. So
Oh boy.
Oh yes. So Fred and I here, we don't have any ladies, so there's a random lady who's listening to this on YouTube, which, by the way, I comment, like, and subscribe, because that's what you're supposed to do on YouTube. But if you find our voices very sexy and
I have been told I have a sexy voice, Sam.
Oh, really?
Yes, I have.
Oh, nice. But anyways, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll figure out some good dating advice. So I'll go first. So, Mr. Fred, I came up with the most brilliant way to just break the ice. And it's super, super simple. My boss told me this, and it works every time. And hopefully there's no one here with virgin ears, because this might get a little spicy. But you just...
Sam, it's 2019 on the internet. If you have virgin ears, where have you been? Under a fucking rock?
That's true. That's very true. But you just walk up and you just say, "Hi, my name is so-and-so. I'm ugly and I'm short. I have a small penis and I come too fast." Immediately fall in love with you.
I mean, you got the honest card going for you. I'll give you that. Especially on the small penis part.
But yeah, according to my boss, it's a winner. It's an absolute winner. You cannot lose with that.
I saw this comic strip the other day, and it shows this guy. He's about to go mow the lawn, and it's assuming it's it's a pretty hot day or whatever. So he looks at his wife, and he's like, "Well, I'm gonna think. What do you think of this outfit? I think I'm gonna go mow the lawn." And then his wife turns to him and says, "Well, I think the neighbors are gonna know that I didn't marry you. Or I think they're what was it? How'd it go? Oh yeah, the neighbors are definitely gonna know that I married you for your money."
Hey man, money makes the world go round. I mean, people say like, "Oh, you don't need money to be on a good partner or dating and whatnot." Like, that's another thing you need to do. If you just go to your bank right now and overdraft like $1,000 or something like that, or get a loan for like a car and stuff like that. But instead of getting the car, just get stacks and stacks and stacks of money. Just find that lady friend that you really, really, really like. You just walk up to her and just slap that money down and be like, "What up?
Are we fucking or what?
Are we fucking or what?" Yeah.
Oh man. Let's see. I can't remember the last time I had pretty bad dating advice. I haven't really been worrying about the whole dating situation right now. But yeah, I definitely think you should definitely do the be upfront. But I wouldn't go with so far as saying you got a small dick. Leave that till like the third date or so.
Well, see, that's the beauty of that right there, because that does one or two things with a lady. Either she thinks that you're super vulgar, and then she's, like, down for that. Or, you think she gets wondering, it's like, well, it's either A, this guy does have a small penis, or he's just saying that and he actually has a large penis. So now I'm emotionally invested in this situation now.
Emotionally invested over a large dong.
A potential large dong.
Man, somebody's got their priorities messed up. Fuck. Just imagine, she pulls your trousers down, and then you get this look like this pure disappointment. She like stares at it for like 5 minutes. Oh. Complete silence. What do you do? Oh
God. I would just helicopter. If she's like zoned out or blanked out, then I'll just gyrate the hips and just go.
If I could just smack her across the face.
Well,
wake up!
It's not big enough to do that, so.
Oh my God!
So I might poke her eye out, maybe, but. Kind of like in the Christmas Story, you shoot your eye out. I poke her eye out.
Oh my God! You'll shoot your eye out.
Oh man. What was some other good, and I put good in quotation marks for dating device, but I think my grandfather, he went on a long spiel, and bless my heart, my grandfather, has the weirdest sense of humor, but the way that he says how he gets all the women, and he's only been married once, but how he gets all the women is that he would go up to my grandmother and he would pretend he would have dementia, right? And he just goes, "Oh, I think you're the most who are you again? I think you're the most beautiful person, and I think you're just and just do that for like an hour, and then and then eventually the sympathy will kick in and be like, man, this guy is really sweet, but there's something funky with his head. I gotta give him a shot now. He's trying so hard.
Oh man, yeah, I can give that one a fucking 10. That sounds pretty good. That is for sure.
All right.
Well, I guess when we're not trying to pick up the ladies, I guess we do watch a lot of movies and video games and stuff like that. So,
it's 2019. I feel like every male ever either goes to the movies or play a lot of video games. Like, I am a criminal of that. And thanks to you, my good friend, you've been taking out to a lot of good movies recently.
Oh man, I am a movie connoisseur. I am definitely the experience of going to the movies and just wasting. Not, I wouldn't say wasting, but you enter the theater and then you're just mesmerized for the next couple hours, and then you go back, and then you're back into real life, and you're like, wow, man, that was a good couple hours. I got to escape,
Escape reality.
Yeah, I find it a very good escape. So I don't know. Tell some movies that you've seen recently that you like, you don't like.
Well, every single movie that I've been with you, that sounds really gay, but we're not gay. We're not in a relationship. Even though this is Pride Month and whatnot, we were just friends. We're just friends. We'll keep that.
That's what they all say, though.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. You are quite handsome, Fred.
God damn it, he said it.
But then again, my parents tell me I'm handsome all the time. They keep telling me, saying, "Why don't you get a girlfriend or anything? You're such a handsome young man. It's such a shame." Yeah, thanks for the vote of confidence. Anyways, I'm kidding. I think one of my favorite movies that we see so far was the reboot, or was it the remake? No, it's a remake.
No, it's a reboot, I think, yeah.
Would be considered a reboot? Okay, a reboot of Child's Play. I've never watched the original Child's Play. I've seen snippets of it. I go onto YouTube and I watch a person who makes fun of it. If you know who I'm talking about, then he's a better YouTuber than I am. But what I really liked about it is it's a thriller horror film, and you go in there and you're expecting like blood and gore and stabbing, and then Chucky's gonna say bad words and yeah, blah 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 blah. It's the normal expectation of that, right? But from what I remember in the original Child's Play and the original Chunky franchise is that the only reason the doll comes to life is because I think there was like a murderer or like some serial killer, and he dies, but then there was some like weird like voodoo magic paranormal thing where his soul is trapped in the doll or something like that. And personally, I don't like when horror movies, I don't know why I'm messing with my nipples.
It's very sexy.
Oh yes, I'm getting rock hard over here. But I personally do not like when horror movies use paranormal as their main scare mechanic, because it's a very cheapo way to get out of any type of real suspense, because it's paranormal. It's scary automatically because paranormal is very difficult to comprehend. You're telling me there's a ghosty goo over here? You're telling me there is a bad voodoo man who can summon a devil?
Is that like a diva devil or whatever? Like, they're very fashionable. They're very sassy, but they're here to fuck shit up for hell.
I'm a devil. I'm gonna get your soul, but first I'm gonna bitch slap your ass. You didn't pay me my last bones this Friday.
So yeah, you say you don't like the paranormal, but I guarantee you have the box collection of Paranormal Activity hiding under your bed right now.
I mean, if you want to look under my bed and go into my secret lair where I keep all my victims, then sure, it's down there.
I'm going to take a hard pass on that.
Hard pass.
Hard pass.
But with Child's Play, the new one, it's all about AI, and it's all about how our society is being integrated with smartphones and smart TVs and AI and stuff like that. Like if you have the latest smartphones that has AI to make pictures perfect, and use computers and algorithms and stuff like that, we're covered in AI. The robot apocalypse is among us, I guarantee you. And that movie kind of demonstrates that perfectly. And there's zero paranormal stuff, which that makes it one of my favorite scary flicks right there, because it's oddly believable, but at the same time there is a suspension of disbelief because it's a fucking robot. who is a little kid that has, for some reason, safety parameters that has the ability to make it so it's enabled or disabled. Like, why would you have that as a design thing? That's so dumb.
And my question is like, and this is total spoiler alerts if anybody hasn't seen that movie, but you take, I guarantee any manufacturing process, how the hell do you have the guy on the line able to hook up to diagnostic or whatever on these dolls? I would think that would go under like engineering department, wouldn't it, or something like that? How the hell is a guy who's just putting on the fucking arm and leg able to plug this up and change parameters on it? That's what I want to know.
You technically shouldn't, because I watched a YouTube video about how iPhones are made at Foxconn, and that's just like a big giant not Chinese. Chinese factory and whatnot. And how that works is that all the parts are handmade. Like, there's nothing machine made about your smartphone. Every single thing is handmade and whatnot. Every single chip is soldered individually or plugged in. And there are certain chips that have software on the chip rather than in the main storage. And I think there's a special computer that imprints that. But that's its only job, is to imprint it. In order to manipulate it, you need to have like a software engineer, and people on the line would not do that. So I guess there's the suspension of disbelief right there, but still, it was a good flick.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was. I don't know. I was a big fan of Mark Hamill being the voice of Chucky. I thought that was pretty much the main reason I went to go see it, was to.
I completely forgot that was Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
For some reason, you told me that when we went.
And you know what's hard? It's like, you think about it, and Mark Hamill has such a distinct voice of being the Joker.
I was expecting the Joker voice.
But you also think, like, the Joker's got a very distinct laughter, and Chucky's got a very distinct laughter. So you take a guy who's played and put his heart and soul into basically our childhood playing the Joker, and now he's got to play Chucky, and he's got to put his own twist on it without trying to reminisce the Joker. And I totally respect him for doing that, because I wasn't, like you said, you didn't even realize it was him, but I remember there was a couple laughs Chucky had to do, but it was pretty cool that I know in the back of my mind, hey, that's Mark Hamill, but on the other hand, hey, he's not trying to incorporate the Joker in it. So that was pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, but overall, very predictable film for, being in our generation, dealing with AI and how, but, the whole time I was...
There's our mascot. she's trying to say hello.
Uh-oh. You made eye contact. Now she starts coming over. No.
You unleashed the beast.
Down. What was I saying? Oh, so the whole time I was thinking of that movie, I was also thinking have you ever seen Maximum Overdrive? It was like a I can't remember. It was definitely an 80s movie. It was, it's based on a Stephen King novel where, trucks and automobiles and stuff is taken over by like an evil spirit or whatever. And do you remember? It's like it's got that distinct truck that's got the clown face, the yellow or the green face clown on the front of the hood, and it's like terrorizing people, running people over. AC/DC does the whole soundtrack for that film.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I would think that you go. I guarantee that movie will be a remake into, of course, being incorporated with the whole AI drive selfing cars, Tesla cars, and stuff like that.
Well, Tesla's going to be the next villain in super films.
Yeah, they're going to, yeah. So I think that would be, when you start talking about paranormal stuff, well, of course, in that movie, kind of paranormal stuff took over or possessed these vehicles to terrorize the world and stuff like that. But now that we're in a more technologically aged, I definitely see that technology is going, you know, if they ever make a movie like that, I think that would be their name, or the main focus right there is more AI.
Oh man.
So, yeah. So you saw Child's Play. Let's see. What is another good film that we saw recently? I would say
Godzilla, King of Monsters.
Ooh, yes. That was very, very. I really like that movie. I like how they're kind of. It's a nice reboot to that series and how they're bringing all the monsters back, and I am super excited for Kong versus Godzilla next year.
I am definitely looking forward to that. And that was another film that I really liked. Again, I'm very envious that I wasn't born in '93. So if anyone did the math, you can probably figure out how old I am. But I really wish I got into the old Godzilla, like the old black and white ones.
Ooh, yes. Yeah, I'd like to go back and at least watch some of those too. Speaking of Kong versus Godzilla, I remember there was a 70s, I think it was the 70s, maybe late 60s film, Kong versus Godzilla.
Oh, yeah.
Made in Japan or whatever. Mm. And I think I watched that a couple times. And I remember how the fight sequence went on that. I remember Kong getting at least burned, his fur getting burned and stuff like that. But honestly, I cannot remember a true victor in that fight.
Really?
Yeah.
So they left it specifically ambiguous, huh?
I would have to go back and watch that, but that opens the next question. If they do come, when they do come out with this movie, do you think there will be a distinct winner, Kong or Godzilla? Because you put in two characters or two creatures that are highly liked, Godzilla and King Kong. Who's the victor?
Well, see, so there's two parts of my brain right now that are debating as soon as the question came out of your lips here. Is I got my fandom side. I'm thinking like, oh, Godzilla has it in the bag because of these reasons, and these reasons. But at the same time, my logical side of the brain is saying like, well, no. You got King Kong, who in the original like Peter Jackson's King Kong ones, he actually broke the jaws of like T-Rexes, but at the same time, that's not the right scale. So I'm assuming that if they do come out with Kong versus Godzilla, they're going to be the same size, because I know in the Peter Jackson one, King Kong had to scale the Empire State Building, but Godzilla can crush it with his foot, so that's a couple 100 meters difference.
Yeah, definitely. Shoot, you know what? I'm a big King Kong fan. I'm gonna have to go with Kong on this one.
What makes you say that?
I think it's more like you take Godzilla and the aspect of like, okay, the first, we're talking about the reboot. So the first film he beat, what was that creature? Anyway, the first film he beat the villain. The second one he beats the villain and becomes the leader of all these monsters. Well, the third film, I think, if you go by Hollywood's way of series, he's got to lose at one point, and I think Kong would be a true winner. So if you think of it like in a Rocky aspect, the first Rocky he didn't win, but he showed that, hey, he's a fighter. He's here to win. The second one, he wins, right?
Yeah.
Well, the third one, I think he truly ends up winning at the end, but during the film, he gets his, he loses. Rocky finally loses, or, I would say, of course he lost in the first film, but in the third film, this showed that he was, unfocused. He lost, and he had to retrain again. Well, I think, again, this is in Godzilla. He's got to lose at one point.
But can Godzilla ever really lose? I mean, hopefully we'll have someone in the comments section that is a little bit more knowledgeable than I am. But, like, Godzilla has this weird ability to be, like, almost invincible, or just adapts perfectly to everything. So I don't know, like, to play devil's advocate, just for the sake of conversation, I would think that Godzilla has it in the bag because, I mean, he spews out pure radiation that burns the shit out of you. So I would probably assume that
Well,
Kong
yeah,
wouldn't
burn
have
the
a
shit
chance
out of
that.
you and I, but if you take it from the aspect those monsters are based on nuclear material, I guess.
Oh shit, that's right.
So, I mean,
Fuck.
I'm pretty sure that, Kong will be able to withstand some of that, we'll just call it burn, but I think he'll definitely hold up his weight.
But it's pure radiation, man. Like, that fucks with a lot of things. I mean, but then again, these are monsters that are bathed in normal. Well, actually, hold on. In the movie, in King Kong, not King Kong, in Godzilla, King of Monsters, they specifically said that these monsters, specifically Rodan, Mothra, all covered in this radiation, but they didn't say anything about King Kong about being bathed in this radiation. So I think he might be the exception to that. Maybe he's just a big old ape on Skull Island or something like that. But then again, I haven't
How
seen...
the fuck? Well, what do you mean he doesn't have any nuclear composition, He's fucking just as tall as those guys. You can't tell me that he just ate his vegetables. Motherfucker, he's got some radiation.
Well, where would he get that radiation? He's in the middle of goddamn nowhere.
Where do you think? Well, when you got a place called Skull Island, there's bound to be some radiation around there.
Probably.
So, but yeah. So I'm excited for that for next year. I guess then let's talk about the topic of which movies you don't want to see a remake or a reboot.
Oh, I just thought of this. I really, really hope, and Hollywood, if you're listening to this, I highly doubt that you will, but if I do not want to see a 2001 Space Odyssey remade. That movie should be just left alone.
Yes.
Every single thing about that movie, from the obelisks to the like, leave it alone. It was perfect. And if I swear to God, I will take a bone from somewhere and I will smash up a local movie theater if I ever see like a 2019 Space Odyssey or something like that. Fuck that.
Fuck that. Sam was going to bitch slap Hollywood if that happens.
With a bone, just
With
like
a
those
bone.
apes.
Not his big bone, because he don't have one.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I don't have a big bone. It's very small.
Let's see. So 2000 Space. Okay.
But it's very precise.
It's
like a sniper.
Let's see. I think a movie I would not want to see a remake of is oh boy.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
Contemplating.
Yeah.
Thinking.
Thinking. I'm trying to think of movies that I've recently seen, so I'm just making this list through my head. So I was the other night, I was watching Dante's Peak.
Oh yeah, that's a local movie here in Montana, isn't it?
Basically, yeah. It's just it was filmed right across over the top of the hill over in Wallace, Idaho.
That's right. We went through there.
That is, well, thinking of that, I guess, Dante's Peak was a great, people are like, oh, you said great. He compared it to great, but I don't know. That was a movie I watched when I was growing up, so it's got some sentimental values and stuff like that, but, it was a very 90s film, let's put it that way.
Oh, yeah.
So I liked, I thought it was a pretty good movie, to be honest. I liked it. And
you just want that to be left alone.
Yeah, might as well.
Remake.
I would say don't touch that one. That one's got to be one of my list. But if we're gonna go with sentimental movies like that, I would definitely put Days of Thunder down.
Days of Thunder.
Yeah.
Apparently the mascot agrees with that. Don't make remake Days of Thunder. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah, Days of Thunder. It's Tom Cruise, NASCAR driver.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, that one. That's a definitely classic. I would say don't touch that one. But maybe, I don't know if I want a sequel either, because, it's been like 20 something or, almost, I think actually with that film, I think just the other day, 29 years ago, it was released. So, yeah. And it would be impractical for somebody to be in their mid 20s like that and 29 years later still be in racing. Well, competitively be still in racing. Some have done it, but honestly, if they were ever to do a sequel, I don't think it would live up or to the real factor of somebody being their 50s, 60s still racing very competitively on the highest level of NASCAR. So, but that's just me. Don't touch that one.
Because taking a left turn is very competitive.
Motherfucker, they got some road courses. But okay, so and then now let's talk about the fact that what movies do you think need a remake?
There's a lot of them that's already been remade. Some of them are not very good, like RoboCop. That was kind of like
I never got around to seeing that one.
It was okay. I mean, it's literally the same thing. It's just a lot of modern CGI, and you call it good. And I can't. Unfortunately, I'm not a movie connoisseur, so I can't just say it was like, oh, I had Tom Hanks or that guy or that girl. Oh. I don't know names.
That girl.
That girl. That very, very important. That girl. Mm-hmm. Yes, that girl. Let's see. What a movie that deserves a remake. I want to see Jaws, but that's kind of a cop-out thing because you already got all these other movies that have a giant shark in it and whatnot. But I would love to go to a movie theater and I hear a modern version of dun 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 dun. Like I would, if you can make that same masterpiece, and give me a giant old shark and make it a good thriller, and make it so that's either a good CGI or good puppeteering, I would Hollywood take all my money. I will watch it 5 times.
So okay, I also heard that I can't remember it's somewhere. I want to say it's like Midwest or Mid-East or somewhere. There's a theater, like they'll put up a giant screen in front of this pond or whatever, and you can watch Jaws in the dark while you're sitting on like this inner tube or fucking sitting in the water watching Jaws in the dark.
No thank you.
What do you mean no thank you? You're just over here like, oh, Hollywood, please take my money for Jaws. And you do not want to experience that on the water watching Jaws?
It's not okay, yes. I would love to see that, but at the same time, I don't want to yellow or brown the waters because I don't want my shit on other people's tubes because that would be embarrassing for me, and that's a health hazard and all that nonsense.
It's part of the experience.
So it's part of the experience to get shat on by someone who's like a little twerp like I am.
Hey, man. You could really tell folks that movie really affected you.
It had a nasty impact on me, and it had an impact on my colon.
Let's see. A movie I would like to see that needs a remake. Shoot. I would say...
What about Citizen Kane? Heard that's a really good one.
Yeah, well, that's it. It's a really good movie, so don't mess with it.
Oh, that should be the one you didn't mess with it. Okay, perfect. Thinking. There's a lot of movies out there.
Sure made a list or something. Fuck.
We have a ding-dong computer in front of you. Why, you could go quickly clacking while you're gone.
Yeah, okay, let's just pick some movies off the top 100 list, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, if you're on the top 100 list, then you don't even need to be in that category of needing a remake, so...
Well, I think Alien is one on top 100, and there was a remake called Alien Covenant, and people had mixed feelings about that. I personally haven't seen it, but I want to.
I think that's a prequel.
Oh yeah, it is a prequel. It's a prequel to that one weird movie where you had really tall, pale people, and then
I think that was... What the hell was it? No, but I think Covenant is the prequel, like the ship. You know, remember that ship they crashed? I think that was the ship they crashed on that planet.
Oh, where the Nostromo was like that weird alien ship they see when they wake up from hyperspace?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that might be the same ship. No, well, I don't know. Now that I think about it, I'll have to go back and watch that one again. But, yeah, you and I just saw that movie in our local theater.
Yes.
Alien. What did you think of that?
It's really... I've seen that movie 1,000 times, but what I really...
But you've seen it 1,000 times on a TV screen. You and I, that movie was released way before you and I were born, so we actually got to experience in the theater aspect. How did you think of that?
Well, the jump scares, though I saw them coming, and like you told me, that specific one where they're in the vents and they're trying to find...
Oh my god.
And it just goes... Wee!
I mean, he's not like a pop scare. He's just sitting right next to the captain. Yeah. I don't know why it gets me every time.
I mean, if I was the kid and I saw that when that first came out, that probably shut my pants. But now I'm thinking about it, it's like, why the hell is Alien just sitting there just going, I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you. Blah!
Blah!
Blah! That's what he does.
That's exactly what he does. Blah!
But anyways, for context, our local movie theater is the Roxy, which is a very... I did not know that was an old movie theater. I thought it was just... I didn't know it was like 50-year-old movie theater.
Yeah, it's been here since 1937, I believe.
It's amazing that our community absolutely loves that movie theater to death to make it so it's all non-profit and people can go there and just have a good old time and watch.
I'm a proud star member of that theater.
Proud star member.
Yes.
Hashtag not sponsored. Hashtag
not sponsored. No, I mean, I like what the Roxy does when they come out and they bring old movies back. And like I was just telling you the other day, I saw this past, I think it was last spring or something like that. I saw Red Skies of Montana.
Oh yeah,
which is a very well movie. That was actually filmed here in Missoula. It's very, very good smoke jumper movie. That's what I'd like to see. Just another, like, I know they came out with that firefighter movie about the hotshots down in Arizona.
Oh yeah.
Only the Brave. Did you get a chance to see that one?
I don't think I have.
Oh, well, anyway, I thought that was pretty well put together. That was a
disappointment in his voice.
I know. Well, but no, I would like to know. Like, I know that like our community, they don't do I don't know if they still do the smoke jumper program anymore.
I don't.
But I'd like to see another Smoke Jumper movie. You got to think with our technology, like rigging up people with, just think of the footage you can get from jumping out of an airplane, going into a blazing fire. Think of the footage with that, with all like the modern like GoPro cameras and stuff like that. I think that would be some good.
You have a GoPro on your forehead so you can see where the smoke jumper is looking. Got one on his chest, so that's constantly looking down.
But I just love the films. Like I just love when those retardant planes just come swooping down, throwing all that retardant on fires and stuff like that. Oh man, the mountains everywhere. Just oh man. That's another type of like. I guess that maybe that will be my pick for another like remake or reboot. No, let's just put a remake in general. They need to come out with another Smoke Jumper movie.
You know, I would like. You know what movie I would love to see? I would like to see a documentary of just like I know it has to be made about the 4th of July because that's coming up here. Blow shit up day, I like to call it. Drink beer, eat food, and blow shit up day. That's the American way, and all that rhymes. But I would love to see a documentary, either a remake or reboot or just brand new, just how. What must it feel like for like Benjamin Franklin and all of our founding fathers signing their lives away because they knew that as soon as the king read that, they were dead men, and they put their lives on the line for a country that they actually believed in. And I would love to see cinematography or ways just to capture all those moments of how intense and how foreboding that must feel.
Yeah, that would be. I think that would be a pretty good film. Let's see.
Hollywood, hit me up.
Hollywood, hit me
up. I got ideas for days, fam.
Let's see. So, what is a movie that you despite? Like, what is the movie you hate? Like, you watched a movie and you were like, I just wasted fucking 2 hours of my life.
Oh, that is easy, and I have to brace myself because I think you're gonna probably slap me.
I'm pretty sure I know what you're gonna say, but go ahead and say it. I'm gonna agree with you too.
The fucking Last Jedi. What the fuck?
That was not what I was gonna think.
What do you think I was gonna say?
You remember the Rubber?
Oh, Rubber. That was a great film. What the
hell? Get the
hell?
fuck out of here.
It's a movie about nothing, and it's beautiful.
Motherfucker. Oh my god.
Fred is putting a hand in his face, palming it off so hard.
Get me a drink. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to talk about it because it brings up. Because I literally, like, after I watched it, I'm like, I felt like that was how long a movie that was?
I think it's a 90-minute flick.
Oh my god, it felt like forever because I was like, that was like the only film that made me feel like I wasted my time. And here I am over here like saying, oh, movies are such a great escape. Not the Rubber.
Not the Rubber.
Nope.
Oh man. I mean, I can see from your perspective, since you're a movie connoisseur, that movie would be a waste of time. But I did say, like, point blank, this movie is about nothing. There's no plot. There is no nothing. And you're going to sit down and enjoy it. And I can see your frustrations from a movie who is point blank saying that it's about nothing.
Yeah, fuck. Anyway, so Last Jedi. What don't you like about it?
Okay. When I first saw The Last Jedi, I was like, oh, I can like it. It's a okay film. And then when I'm sitting there and I'm digesting it, there's a lot of things that I don't like about it. Mostly it's just political things in the background of the film that's in a Star Wars film, and one of the rules we used to talk about is no politics, because that gets people offended and people get sad and people get rage comments and it's all nastiness and whatnot. But there was just a lot of little things. I think the biggest thing that bothered me about The Last Jedi is the casino scene. That entire scene when what's his face, Rose, whatever his name is
her name.
Her name. See, I don't like the film so much. I don't even remember most of it. Where it's like, oh, money's bad, and just money's bad, and then capitalism's bad. I'm like, motherfucker, you're on a planet about casinos and whatnot. The entire thing is gonna be about that. Don't get on your high horse like that. And then there's a very, very last scene. This whole thing when Finn, excuse me, he has a whole arc, a whole complete arc where like he started as a stormtrooper, he rebelled, he's got his own redemption arc, he's gonna sacrifice himself for the rebellion because that is the last bit of the rebellion, and he's gonna go in there and he's gonna sacrifice himself. And then fucking Rose just goes, I'm just gonna smack you out of the way of this giant beam machine. And then she says the line, what did she say? She says, oh, I saved you because we need to fight the enemy not from hate, but from love. Motherfucker, really? You sacrificed the entire rebellion for love? No. That's dumb.
Oh,
like,
God.
No matter how many ways you slice it, that's dumb.
That's dumb.
And that's why I do not like The Last Jedi. It's just little stuff like that.
Really? You ever see that documentary about, what was it, George Lucas versus the people?
No, but I've seen it on Netflix and whatnot.
I mean, I think you would like it just for the fact that, like, you're a big fan of Han shot first.
Han shot first.
We're going to repeat that.
Han shot first.
Well, anyway, and some of the, like, he digitally remastered some of the old trilogy or whatever, early 2000s, I believe it was, and that's when he made the terrible, terrible choice of having, what was his name, Guido shoot first or whatever, and then Han does, like, this fucking neck snapping reflex and shoots back at him because he thinks it's better character development. Motherfucker.
No.
Yeah. So I think
Han Solo is an anti-hero. He only cares about himself.
Exactly, and that's what some of the people will talk about in that film, Sam. So I think you need to spend an afternoon and watch that film. I think you will like it. Guaranteed.
I don't like George Lucas, so I'm probably gonna give it a watch.
Yeah.
But a good businessman. I've heard a lot of the choices he made from a business perspective was fucking genius.
Yeah.
But when it comes to writing stuff, no thank you.
No thank you.
No thank you.
Let's see. So you're not a big fan of this Last Jedi.
What was another movie that I didn't like? I'm trying to remember.
And we've seen so many damn movies lately. It's hard to keep track of it.
Yeah, it's like a filing cabinet in my brain just going trying to find it.
Fucking reboot the system! Reboot the system!
System error 32.
Let's see. Well, I don't know if I really like. Yeah, I'm not sure. I wasn't like the original Harry Potters and stuff like that. I kind of liked or whatever.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I wasn't like a super fan of them, whatever. I've watched them, but remember they came out with that other like storyline to the Harry Potter. What was that? Shit. What was that?
What is that called?
But the people know what we're talking about. They're probably like shaking their heads like these motherfuckers don't know what this movie is.
These idiots don't know about They don't know what a good movie is.
Oh, what the hell was that? God damn it!
Magnificent Beast or something?
Yeah,
like that?
that's it right there. Yeah, that was the only film I have fell asleep in a movie theater.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my!
I don't know what it was about it, but I just
slow.
Maybe it was just a little bit, but to be honest, I was not interested.
Really?
I got dragged along. It's like, whatever. But yeah, I ended up falling asleep halfway through that movie, and then waking up at the end. I'm like, well, fuck it, I'm here for the popcorn, I guess. But yeah, that's the only film in my movie going life that I have fell asleep to. Yeah.
Well, speaking about movies, what is the funniest movie experience you got to? It doesn't have to be about the movie itself, but just going to the movie and something happened that makes you just bust a gut. Because I know I can think of a story now, but I have another one that is very, very near and dear to my heart because it's so stupid to me.
Let's see. Boy. I'd have to think on that, but tell your story.
Okay. So, the second movie of The Hobbit came out, right? Where you had the Lord of the Rings, and then The Hobbit came out, and then that movie was a big thing because something about frame rate or something like that, how it was like, Well, anyways, I watched it with my brother and my sister, who are older than I am. And, in movies, I swear to God, writers specifically have like a pause or like, oh, hey, here's a line, pause, so that the audience can laugh at whatever the joke is. And there was one joke in the second Hobbit movie where there was a guy who got shot by an arrow, and it was poison and whatnot. And my brother and my sister and we were all sitting in 3 different spots in the movie theater because it was so cramped on Christmas Eve. And so the dwarf is sitting there going, oh, my leg, oh, my leg. And one dwarf is like, oh, we got to find whatever this MacGuffin is or something like that. And then he turns around, as he's sitting there, writhing in pain, can't move, he points and says, don't move. And obviously that's supposed to be like a spot where everyone laughs, right? Nobody laughed. It was like super serious, except for me and my brother and my sister. So imagine a full house theater, and like you hear like 3 little chuckles like And then I actually had a guy next to me who looked at me and looked like I was fucking crazy. I'm like, dude, that's funny. That's pure irony right there. Like, what? How can you not laugh at that? But that was funny. That was funny. Nobody laughed. That makes it so much better.
Yeah, talk about a fail on that one. I'd say my funniest. I mean, like, so we went and watched Alien. It definitely felt like, watching that movie. Now that we're some of the tactics they had to use back then or whatever, but I felt like there was a lot more people thought it was more funny back then, or a lot. Well, when we saw it, there was a lot of. We're going to a horror thrill movie, but there's laughing going on.
God, there was so much laughter. I'm looking around thinking like, this isn't funny.
It's just based on like just the way they had to do stuff, which was kind of cheesy, I guess. But
okay, I'll give you that. Yeah.
Man.
See, even the mascot agrees. That's not funny.
That's not funny.
It's not funny.
I can't think of a movie that I'm assuming you're not talking like a funny comedy movie, but you're just talking about a funny experience I had a movie
Funny
theater.
experience.
Funny
yeah.
experience. Okay. Shoot, I can't even think of. I can't think of one right now. Of course.
Of course. Right on the spot. Can't do it. All right.
But yeah, that's yeah, I don't know what to say. Fuck. Do you have another story that you'd like to tell?
Oh yes. I believe so. We have another friend named Jake, and this guy is a weirdo and whatnot. We have this little inside joke that when we throw something at one another, we just yell "Swan!" We're supposed to duck and whatnot, and we just throw shit at each other.
No one knows where the swan came from. We just started saying it. That's the funny thing.
Right. And then I believe on my birthday, during 8th grade, we were watching a James Bond film. I don't quite remember what it was called.
Casino. No, it wasn't Casino. Yeah, it was Casino Royale, wasn't it?
I believe so, yeah. And we went to that movie and no one was in the movie theater. So, of course, you're like, oh, yes, you can shout and all that, and no one give a shit because it's just you guys. And the entire fucking time, Jake has a large just bucket full of popcorn.
Yeah, half that fucking bucket was on me by the end of the movie.
Just occasionally, when I'm trying to watch one of my favorite franchise, all I hear is "Swan!" and throws a handful of popcorn at me. And then when I look at him, he does the stupidest, like obvious, like he looks around. He's obviously, it's like, well, I didn't do it. No, it wasn't me. Well, that was funny.
That was a good. I'd say that's a good experience. I went. Yeah, I mean, being that we were young, dumb, I thought it was funny.
Young and dumb. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Let's see.
Nothing. We have flatlined, folks. We have officially flatlined.
We officially flatlined.
Well, good news. Originally, we wanted to do it for 30 minutes. It's almost an hour.
Is it really a fucking hour?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. See what happens when you're buzzed and just fucking bullshitting?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, speaking of getting buzzed, Sam, please tell us what you're drinking tonight.
Well, you laughed at me because of how weird it is. But I personally liked it. It's called Jesus Juice.
Jesus Juice.
Jesus Juice. And the cool thing about Jesus Juice is it's very simple, very easy to make. All you need is just cheap red wine and Dr. Pepper. And you just mix that together, and then you are drinking the communion.
You are having communion.
You're having a communion, and it's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely. That's what I thought when I took a swig of it. Yeah, felt like fucking Sunday morning doing communion. No, but I'm gonna stick with. If anybody knows me, I am a huge Cold Smoke fan. Brown ale from Kettle House. Not sponsored.
Not sponsored. Hashtags not sponsored.
But yeah, usually that's what I'll drink when I go out. Is just Cold Smoke. I try to keep it simple, but anyway, they've come out with a whiskey barrel aged cherry Cold Smoke.
It's very good.
It is very good. I mean, I love the hint of a little whiskey, and it gives you that kick of cherry. I mean, it's a good combination. And you know what else, Sam? They had the vanilla one flavor too.
We gotta try it now.
We gotta try it.
We gotta get that. We gotta get 4 bottles.
Yeah, we are. We plan to be drinking a lot this summer and bullshitting a lot. So
bullshitting a lot.
Just bear with us.
Hence the Saxy Tap.
Yes, we will be back. Enjoy your evening. Hopefully, we don't have a lot more dead air like tonight. But yeah, we're not professionals. We are far from that. But yeah, this is us signing off for this evening. Have a good one.
Have a good one.